Oh, you have the game.
We're so close. We're 2 minutes away. We're almost time.
Unfortunately, mine doesn't come in until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you wanna know when my copy comes in?
It's in about 2 minutes?
Yep, because I have it digitally pre-ordered.
Ugh.
I can't even think straight. I can't. I don't know if you can hear through my. I don't know if you can hear the smile in my voice, but
I'm very excited.
I can't. I don't think you understand. After the year I've had, all the shit I've played this year, I need this so bad. I can't. I don't think I can properly express to you how unbelievably excited I am to play this game. It's sitting on my Switch screen. It's been taunting me for months since the moment I pre-ordered it, and it's almost time. We're almost there. I can almost play it.
You have full 20 seconds?
I think it's gonna be more approximately like, probably like less than 15 now. Less than 15 seconds until I can play it.
It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's midnight. Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! Nintendo. It's Tuesday. Why can't I play the game that I pre-ordered?
8 hours later.
It better not be 8 hours. I better not have to wait another 8 hours to play this goddamn game.
Longer, then I'll have the game by the time you can play it.
Oh, I swear to God, if your physical copy gets to your house before I can play my digital copy, I'm going to break something.
I'm fine.
A few moments later.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, release.
Hey, I'm in! It's time! It's time! Sorry, I'm gonna have to hang up. Sorry, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See ya. The time has finally come. Yes! Let's do it. Let's get in. We're in. The time has finally come. I get it. How many pop-up screens do you need to give me before I can play? Oh my God. Have you ever seen something so beautiful in your whole life? Oh, hello everybody, and welcome at long last to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'll be fully candid in admitting, I never, ever thought we were gonna see this. I thought for sure Capcom had given up on Ace Attorney. Even after the leak happened last year, I said, manage your expectations, don't get your hopes up. I've been burned in the past by this stuff before, but never in my life have I been so happy to be so wrong, because it's finally here. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is finally here, and I can finally play it. It's a brand new, okay, it's not a brand new game, but it is being localized for the first time for the West. It's been out in Japan since 2015 and 2017, but these games have been brought to the West. They've been officially localized for the first time ever, and I am so excited to dive into this. You can probably hear it in my voice. I've not been this excited. To put this in perspective, I have not felt this much excitement for a brand new game release since last year when Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated came out. It's been over a year since I have had this much genuine, like, childlike joy over a game. And this, for those of you who don't know, The Great Ace Attorney is a prequel series featuring Phoenix Wright's ancestor. But more importantly than that, this game series, this duology, is spearheaded, directed, written, all that, by the genius man behind the original trilogy of Phoenix Wright games and Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. He's back at the helm. I have unending respect for Shu Takumi. As far as I'm concerned, that man, so long as you give him full creative control and don't tie one hand behind his back with certain games that have released in the past we won't talk about, the man can do no wrong. I am so excited to dive back into this world for the first time. And for those of you who are curious, this is going to be entirely spoiler-free. I have not, well, I mean, obviously the LP can't, because, you know, I'm playing it live, but what I should rephrase that better. What I mean by that is I am completely spoiler-free right now. I have not seen anything about this game. I have avoided all trailers, all story clips, even the thousands upon thousands of case previews that they've uploaded to their stupid YouTube channel. I've avoided all of them. I am going in 100% 100% blind because I want to be, even the E3 presentation during Capcom Showcase this year, as soon as they said the words, hear more about the story, I said no, and backed the hell out of that Google Chrome tab as fast as I could. The only thing that I could not stay blind to is the fact that there's a character in this game called Sherlock Holmes. I could not avoid that. I'm sorry, I tried my best. But that name was everywhere when this was announced. But I've wasted enough of your time. Let's stop talking. Let's just get into the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let's do this. Okay, I'll go through the options real quick to make sure it's all said and done, and then we'll jump into the gameplay. So this is what we would call game journalist mode. We're not going to be turning that on. What we will be doing is diving into select adventure. We're going to select the first game. I know this game has the first game, Great Ace Attorney Adventures, Great Ace Attorney 2, Resolve, and that's it. It's just these two games. I know there's some bonus content that we'll cover later, but for now, without further ado, let's dive into the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and start a brand new game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure. Making the titles for these videos is going to get insanely hard if all the chapter titles are going to be that long. November 22nd, 8:43 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, I think. Defendants Antechamber 5. Okay, so... I can't believe we're back. I think the main character has a British accent. We'll find out pretty quickly if I'm wrong, but, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glass, murderer! Sorry. Oh, well, I mean, if you said sorry, then we'll just let you off the hook. My name is, watch me butcher this one horrendously. I'm almost nervous to attempt it. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Please tell me how much I butchered that name in the comments. I can't wait to hear all about it. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I said it, I don't know, whatever. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yumai University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident, and now, here I am, awaiting my trial. Yep, you're an ancestor of Phoenix Wright, alright. Getting yourself in hot water out of the gate. And I'm guessing you're gonna end up defending yourself in your own murder trial? That's enough! Oh, who are you supposed to be? I don't know you yet. I don't want to give you a voice. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man. Oh, are you now? Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. You're my lawyer. Yeah, you don't know what game we're playing, huh? Okay. I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer. Yes, and until a judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. I like how there's just a fan, there's just an invisible fan in front of his face, perpetually blowing wind in his little ribbons back there. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how our court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha 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 ha. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Aha. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yuma University professor murdered in cold blood by student. Oh, it was my professor. Oh dear. Oof. Yikes. Sorry, buddy. But obviously, you didn't actually do it. Well, if I did, this would be a pretty short game. So I'm gonna go with a solid no on that one. Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asagi, my best friend. Alright, so is he gonna be the... Are we gonna do an apologists thing here where it's revealed that the person, the lead defense attorney is gonna be the murderer? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Also in his second year at Yuma University, but he's far more clever than I. We'll see about that. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. Alright then. It's not that impressive. I beg to differ, my friend. You are a college student acting as a full-time attorney. A full-time criminal defense attorney, no less. I think that, okay, I am... The ribbons of his band are gonna get on my nerves. They're just perpetually flapping in the wind from the invisible fan dangling in front of his face. The very concept of Lois is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago, but I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. You ain't never had a friend like me. 3 days ago? Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Yeah, it's called the invisible fan that's blowing the stupid ribbons of his band backwards. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. In order to change our own legal system, I gotta sail across the ocean and go on my own personal Moana journey. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Someone tells me you're probably going to, in about one case. Then come with me! We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay in, chat log, save me please. Chat log, save me please. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. By the way, this right here, great addition, because this was in the mobile version of Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. It was not in the Switch port of the original trilogy, and I'm very happy to see they made it into this game. Because that saved my ass a lot of times whenever I accidentally skip the piece of dialogue. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then. Partner. Maybe it's just that, like, I've been around, like, I don't trust anything anymore, but I don't want to, like, I feel like I shouldn't trust him. It was straight after that, that's when it happened. Who are you gonna be? Oh. Not Maya and, oh, Professor. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. Well, I'll go at once, then. I shall accompany you. The other problem is I'm just running out of... I've played so many of these games, I'm running out of voices at this point. Like, the bucket of unique voices to give characters is starting to run dry. Alright then, Ryunosuke, I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Hello. I'm guessing you're another one of the professors? Ugh, this is awkward. If I may... Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. You sound a little too enthusiastic about that, buddy. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yuma University. Oh, are you now? You're a professor of forensics in a murder case. I'm sure that won't have any relevance at all. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma. Oh, in case you're new to the channel, by the way, I will be butchering many names. I'm gonna warn you in advance. Many names will be butchered in their pronunciation. This is my formal apology in advance. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma's study. I'm sorry if I like unexpectedly stop, but I'm just smiling with joy at this point. We're actually playing a new Ace Attorney game. Sogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? Because they're dicks. The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear, I'm not a murderer. That doesn't really have any relevance to what he said at all. I'm sure that's true, nevertheless. I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But, then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom once. Is it going to be, are you going to defend yourself in today's trial? I'm guessing the challenge is going to be, you must defend yourself so that we don't risk his case, because obviously we're not going to sit idly by and let another attorney do all the work. Because we're not playing Apollo Justice anymore. So, I'm guessing it's gonna be something like that. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are about to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. Here we go. November 22nd, 9 o'clock a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom number 2. Oh god, he's terrified. So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers the powers that be have demanded this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Oh no, not you. Not another pain. Not another pain in my ass. And I guess I should have expected it. Alright, now the problem of what voice do I give the judge? Because, like, I don't want to give him the classic judge voice, because that's classic judge's voice. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I'm just gonna give you the pain voice. His name is Ouchie? His name is Ouchie! Oh, his name is... I swear to God, if your last name is Pain, if your last name is Pain, if your name is Ouchie Pain, I swear to God. Oh my god. Anyway, you're getting the classic Winston Payne voice, because you're all the same.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Yep, that's about what I thought was going to happen. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Let's wait and see, you know? Let's turn on game journalist mode and let the game play itself. We'll just wait and see. No, we're gonna say I do, obviously. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the I like how terrified he looks. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naohudo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? Yeah, well, runs in the right family name, I suppose. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad will be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No! It's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. So it's either going to be him because he's like, yeah, I want him to be the defense attorney to control the fact that you're going to go down for my crime, or it's going to be Professor being like, please defend yourself so you fail colossally, because I know that he's actually going to find the truth and you won't, which we will happily prove wrong. But I guess I'll have to wait and see. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself for today's trial. Oh my god, he even has the same stupid mannerism of tapping his dumbass forehead.
Well, well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own castle?
Really well. I mean, going up against you, it's not really that much of it's not really been that much of a challenge. I think a row would have a better chance of trying to prosecute me than you would. Ha 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 ha! The first one. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? I love his facial expressions. He just seems like his... It's just like his posture, like he's standing so upright and tall, like, yep, I'm here, I'm paying attention, I'm formal, I'm professional, please don't find me guilty of murder, and his eyes are wide with fear. It's just the subtle, I forgot, you know, after the past 7 months, I kind of forgot the characters could actually be animated. I gotta be honest, I forgot that there can be life in the characters' facial expressions. Kind of forgot that. Anyway, oh, yes, exactly what I wasn't thinking, I'm not confident at all. Oh, I miss these facial expressions so much. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, he must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's gonna ask, please check the court record, so I can know that you know how to play this game. He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. What is your name? Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Is my court record... My court record is not the R button. I don't know. Oh no, I don't know what to do. No, you've changed the buttons on me. What do I do? None of them work. No! No, you've taken away my cheat codes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. So easy I didn't even see what it said. I've heard the name more times than I care to remember, but wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. Okay, but I can't even find that. You're right, I can't. The button that I always press doesn't work anymore. Never mind. It does work. I just didn't have access to it yet. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press off the court record? Alright, there's no time to... there's my court record option. Okay. This is a list of evidence you've collected. I see. Not my attorney's badge, but my university collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. Evidence, okay, switching to people. Alright, so you're you. Yeah, I know, okay. You're you. You're Pain. John H. Wilson is the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at my university from the British Empire. Okay. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, and then press X to present. Try it now. Don't worry, we've played Ace Attorney before. We know how this works. The victim's name was... Dr. John H. Wilson.
Shish. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yamaha University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Oh, Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates in the Imperial Yamaha University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides you education. Have you no honor?
Oh, but I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. That's some immeasurably high stakes for the first case of the damn game. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime, holding the damn gun. Oh dear, look at the time, I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy the place a little longer. Good idea, after all, it's not every day you get to do something about something we already read. Yeah, high-class Western restaurant. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at the university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. And then you somehow got your hands on the gun. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Nawahudo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Check the court record quickly. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. Not the autopsy report, the post-mortem report. I like the little subtle details, like the change, because obviously this is a radically different, setting than the setting of the original trilogy and Spirit of Justice and Dual Destinies and all that. So there's gonna be, you know, nuances between the language and the how they interact and how they speak and how they describe things. So it's a very nice subtle details and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, occurred a little after 2 p.m. was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest, but did not pass to the victim's body. The cause of death, I mean, I probably could have guessed it because, like I said, he was holding a gun. So I'm curious to know how you got your hands on the gun. That's what I'm currently wondering, because the cutscene at the beginning of the game showed him holding the gun. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? How can I use evidence to prove my case? That's a real thinker. Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and satellite present. Do it now! Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Yeah, nice way to pronounce the word hemorrhagic.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right, the post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder's explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Oh great, the gunpowder burns from Justice for All. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Okay. Duly noted. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. I've confirmed you know how to play the game. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Oh, this is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course! When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his lawyer in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Yeah, that headband. There's just an invisible fan just, like, perpetually dangling in front of his face, like I said. Ah, the waiter. Definitely, just... Funny enough, something I was considering saying in the opening cutscene was, the waiter, he definitely did it then, 'cause he was the first person we saw, but I don't think, I mean, if he's the first witness, I'm doubtful that would be the case. But, you know, anything goes in Ace Attorney, so we'll have to wait and see.
Witness, say your name and I just bumped the microphone, sorry. Occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival. I'm also deathly ill. 2020 was not kind to me. That's a horrible joke. I shouldn't have had. That's not a joke I should have made. Are you all right? You seem to be coughing up some. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. I was about to say, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't bother you or not. You're still coughing up blood.
As everyone knows, the capital southeastern corridor was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court anything you can about this incident.
At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at the time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. Okay, I'm getting some Juniper Woods vibes here. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yeah, Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. This is not your time to interject, Ryunosuke. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke, you'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man that we see in see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello... Oh, snap. Oh, schnizzity snap. There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, obviously you interject. Or, as I like to call it, object. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me. What are we going to do with you?
Preferably declare me innocent. That'd be preferable.
With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud.
I'm not Mike Ross, but you know, I mean, technically speaking, we're not. I think this is the first time we're playing as someone who's not actually a lawyer. We're playing as a university student who's just scrambling to defend himself, which is actually pretty unique for a premise, because like you can see he's like, obviously in the first case of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright is still a very rookie attorney. He's still fumbling around a little bit, but he's still like knows court proceedings for the most part. Whereas this guy, like Ryunosuke, is completely new to this. He has no idea what's going on. So I like this. This is a very unique way to start things off. Kind of getting some Suits vibes with the whole like not a lawyer standing trial in court kind of thing.
Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it! Stop coughing and just tell me the truth. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. Well, you're not Larry Butts, so I'm gonna say this is probably bullshit in some capacity. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Right. Your Honor, I have this crude two-dimensional drawing on the back of my business card that a 2-year-old could have done a better job of illustrating. This proves that I'm telling the truth. Like, really? Is that the best you got? Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Okay. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. What was that about? You've been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Is there, so, it's either that there's a contradiction on the back of the business, or sorry, either there's a contradiction on the back of the business card, or there's something about the business on the front of the business card that he really doesn't want us to know about.
So the court has now heard a précis of the case.
Yes. At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. That's just not true. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain to you. Oh, an unsworn witness. Really? You did that? Okay, I foresee nothing going wrong with calling us a witness to the stand who isn't sworn in officially. Yeah, what a big brain plays by Ouchie Payne over here. I know he's not actually a member of the Payne family because his name isn't Ouchie Payne, but he's clearly designed after the Payne family. Let's be clear. Let's not mince words here. Anyway. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
So why didn't you open with those? I feel like I probably would have gone with those first. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or the other, one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? You don't know what franchise you're a part of, do you, buddy? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Auchi, please continue with proceedings.
Tisk. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
I don't think you're capable of doing either of those things, gotta be honest.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Plural? Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses? We're doing the crossover, are we? We're doing the group cross-examination thing from Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, where hopefully Shu Takumi won't have one arm tied behind his back and will actually be able to make this, because that was the thing with the group testimony in Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, is that it was a cool concept. The problem is that it may as well have been just a standard testimony, because every instance, because the main gimmick was looking for instances where the other characters would react oddly to something that a different character says. But that was pointless, because every time someone reacted, the game would always tell you, hey, this person over here is acting suspicious. You probably question them, and there was never any chance where you would be like, hey, multiple people. I think there might have been one or two instances, but for the most part, it was just one person would always react, and it'd be like, you always have to question them, no matter what, instead of being able to, selectively choose when to question who and whether some people are right or not. So it's, wasn't as well developed as it could have been. So I'm hoping that this game does a better job fleshing it out, because if that's what we're doing, which it clearly seems like it is, I hope they do a better job fleshing it out.
Witnesses, kindly say your names and occupations for this court.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army's Sergeant Ayasa Noza, reporting for duty. Ayasa Noza reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of the fine articles of antiquity from the affluences of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kurio Korikuta at your service.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always past or post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word what the old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at the carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets the carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Though to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war! Sir! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir! This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. Witness testimony. Bring it on. What the witnesses saw. Alright, here we go. First group testimony of the case. Here we go. Okay. I was adjusting a regulation of beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curve to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, no, not from the back, because the gun, post-mortem report says that the gunshot, the bullet didn't go all the way through the body, but we see the bullet hole in the chest, so he was not shot from behind, he was shot from the front. What was that phrase you used again? Oh yeah, cowardly little weasel. Nice try, pal. Nice try, pal. I see you. I see through your little lies. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy, sir.
What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
I don't think this guy actually knows where. I don't think he knows what's going on here. I think he's just kind of like moseying about his day while the other guy does all the work. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Oh, so you pulled a Miles Edgeworth from Turnabout Goodbyes, did we? After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my table to leave the restaurant, I'm guessing? Yeah. But I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... So this was staged then. This was definitely staged to frame you. Well, that's the truth. There was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is, no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring the despicable student to justice.
Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt, and you were not paying close attention, my friend, if that's what you think. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this... I like how he raises his hand like he's in a classroom. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Dear me. Let me guess. The hacky-macky headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did he know? Because he knows you have no idea what you're talking about.
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
No.
Yeah, there you go. That'll put you in your place, stupid ouchie pain. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Yes, you do. Well, I mean, you may not, but I do. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. That's a nice subtle touch. He's not really a full-fledged lawyer yet. He's still just kind of, he's just kind of fighting for his life right now. So his desk slam just sounded really weak, and instead of like the dramatic desk slam it usually sounds like. So it's all the little details that just really add to the experience. All right then, it's all or nothing. Here we go. The first chance I've had in over a year to shove some evidence in a witness's face. What the witnesses saw. Alright, so word on the street is, you said he was shot from behind, but I have some evidence right here that proves that obviously cannot have been the case. Alright, here we go. Let me move it out of the way of the microphone so I can actually pointing my arm at the screen. Yes! Objection! That was not... Alright, I thought you were gonna say... Alright. He'll probably start saying objection once he becomes a lawyer, and then we go to the second case. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Tisk, what nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just wouldn't come out of my mouth.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance in the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Sergeant Aisa Noza. These names. Aisa Noza, huh? Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? What the hell? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? What are you, wait a minute. I got some questions, buddy. Hey, Mr. Aizanoza, do you have an extra pair of Aizanoza back behind your back? You appear to be hiding, do you have a baby on your back? Did you just shove the baby back down? What just happened? What was that? Something just popped up behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. What do you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that... Until the moment I heard the... What the... Please don't shove him down again. Don't... Okay, what is this? What is this? What is this? Bring your child to work day? Would you bring a Rugrat with you to work? Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir.
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Aisanoza, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all because he was too focused on using his nosa and not his Isa.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Inconsistency Seer awarded. Oh, okay. So I guess that's the Switch's version of achievements, because this game isn't on Xbox, and the Switch doesn't have trophies or achievements by default. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Yes, yes it is, and oh boy howdy, it is so good to be back. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? I don't think he knows what's going on. Like, ever. Myself, I have already been quite clear. You have been the opposite of whatever. If you look up the... Why is there a baby on his back? It's, nope, with that later. If you look up the definition of the word clear, actually no, if you open the thesaurus and flip to the word clear, your picture's next to the antonym section of that thesaurus.
What is with the baby? What is with the baby on his back? The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
On a restaurant floor? Treasure?
Indeed. The Hoyera Koban, my prize coin.
You dropped a coin?
On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you?
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoy treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished?
Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened.
So why were you called to the witness stand? If you literally didn't... Okay. You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded...
Ah, yes, a gunshot went off in the restaurant, but no matter for me, I need to find my coin. Although I guess technically being under the table is a pretty safe place for you to be, so... I don't know, maybe it worked out for him.
Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
Great, you wasted all of our time. I see.
That lamentable day, something or other, the precious Orikaman was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
What was it, the baby? What was the baby that he has with him? Did he pocket the coin? Like, ooh, shiny thing. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict in this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Were we not, Your Excellency? The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witness has a further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryanosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kuriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir.
What is with the baby? What's with the baby?
Are we gonna get an explanation for the baby? Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking it over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido, Tinshin. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh dear. Okay, quell the enemy, huh? Alright, I would love to see you try. Alright, the true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. No, it's not. No, it literally isn't. Literally anything could have happened between then and now.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Okay, well, that's... Granted, I'm only going by the memory of the person I'm playing as and not my own personal testimony, but I have faith in the person I'm playing as because he kind of has to be innocent in order for the rest of the game to happen, so there was someone else at the damn table, so clearly you did a crap job of searching.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out! Yeah, well, we'll see how long it takes for that statement to crack. His testimonies are certainly... Oh, dear. Wait! That's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all!
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman! There was a young woman at this table! You must have seen her! Everyone there must have seen her!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel?
Indeed, or of the table at which the victim was dining taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set. That literally proves nothing. That proves absolutely nothing. Being in the restaurant doesn't mean you have to eat something. I have been in restaurants with people where someone's just there to hang out. For actually, perfect example. So if you may not know this about me, but I actually have food allergies. So what for FGL 45 for her birthday, 2017, we were at a it's kind of like a laser tag arena kind of thing, and obviously for kids' birthday parties, they serve pizza. That's the only thing that people know how to serve for birthday parties. So they serve that, but I didn't order anything. I didn't order anything to eat because my allergies don't, like, pizza's like death to me because I'm allergic to dairy products, so pizza equals like insta death, so I didn't order that. So sometimes, like, if we're at a restaurant where I just, like, the menu is like literally poison to me essentially because of everything that's available, I don't want to spend the extra time trying to figure out something that I could consume. Sometimes I'll just, like, not eat anything. It's not unheard of to be at a restaurant and not order something. It's not impossible. This proves nothing. This proves absolutely nothing. Hell, even if they weren't there for the whole time, they could have just dropped in to see them. Like, just dropped in to say, hey there, friend, I'm head out now. That's happened too. That can also happen where you just drop in to see someone, then you head out and you don't actually order anything. What is this dumbass evidence, you moron? This doesn't prove anything. I mean, what should I expect from a freaking... Well, I was going to say from a member of the Pain family, but he's not, technically, because he doesn't have Pain in the name, but it's clearly who he's supposed to be, let's be clear here. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him.
It would seem that they would be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. Okay, well then at least let me cross-examine to prove that true or false.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh in the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, ouchie pain, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
Yeah, you're gonna do jack shit on that department there, buddy.
How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. To draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to its cross-examination of the witness, but make it quick, understood?
Wolves can be so unbending at times.
Alright, well, there's no direct contradictions this time. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to press for some more information, and the first thing I'm gonna press is the statement where you're like, they conducted a very thorough search of the place that confirmed that we were the only people in here, which I just have to say, no. You clearly didn't.
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect.
Certainly 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was. Are we gonna criminalize eating lunch at 2 o'clock p.m.? Really? Okay.
Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is this? What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hotter clinic? Not hottie clinic, but hotter clinic. Okay, that's, I'll give you some points there, game. Yes, there would appear to be an entry for the date in question. November 19th, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it relates no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Well, I mean, there's no reason not to add it, because I'm sure... Like, so, the worst it could do is not help us, but, that's a lot better than not submitting it, and it ended up being... And it ending up being the linchpin of the entire trial, so... Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ask for it to be submitted, please. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds?
The
court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that
yeah, why introduce more evidence that could potentially fundamentally change your understanding of the case? Why do something as silly as that? Pain. As stupid as ever. Whether or not they are thereof concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore possible avenues. I hope he's not the killer, because he's really cool so far. He's really, first off, he's extremely competent and has very clearly a very staunch loyalty to his friend. And Ryunosuke just has a, like, innocent charm, like, he's just trying his best. So far, characters, beautiful work so far.
I beg your pardon.
Except for Pain, he sucks, but he always sucks. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days, you kids these days, are forever asserting their rights.
Oh no. They're asserting their rights. What do they think of next? Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Okay, so can I examine this, please? Like, can I actually read what it says? Okay, medical report card. I cannot... I'm so not be able to actually examine it, but I guess I can't actually read what it says. What we need right now is new clues. Well, we just got one. Can I read it? We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong the trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festivals are all ready for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korikuta-san.
Indeed. Alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniform could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out! Still don't know what the point of the baby is. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changed much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. Well, maybe if you read the medical report, it might. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Well, I tried to do that, but you didn't tell. Okay, so can I examine it now? Okay, now I can rotate it. Okay, so now I can rotate it around. Okay, I got it. All right, just let me back into the court record. Let me back into the court record, and I'll take care of it. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. Just let me. Can I played Rise from the Ashes. I know how this works. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look. Yeah, I got it. Take a closer look at the thing. Okay. I need to use... Yeah, I know. I know how to examine things. Okay. So, here's the problem. I can't read Japanese, so, is there any English text that I can read? Does not look like it. Is there anything inside that I can check? Still no. Okay, I think we might have hit a bit of a roadblock. I can't seem to, I mean, I guess, I'm just gonna, check the writing, because I don't speak the language, so I can't really read what this says. Let's have a look at some kind of medical history. And there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? Yeah, tooth taken out? That sounds, oh, okay, so let me guess, is it gonna be like, please don't eat anything for, like, the next 2 days? Because if that's the case, then, how do you explain the steak on his, or at least I think it was a steak. How do you explain the food on his plate if he can't eat anything? I guess, I mean, that's assuming he can't eat anything, but that's my only assumption is that if he had his tooth taken out, the only way that would have plot relevance is if the natural conclusion is that he couldn't eat anything. It would seem so, just for the incident he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that could actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food. Here we go. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. And his lunch, still is within that 3-hour time frame. So, hey buddy, remember that thing you said about no food or drink? Yeah, well, explain the food on his table in that case. Yeah, I got it. Okay, I got it now. Now I understand. Now I get it. Now I can play the game. Now I can actually expose the testimony. Or, sorry, expose the inconsistency in the testimony. Okay, here we go. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. Yes, it does. I got it. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Alright. Let's do this. Wasn't the press moment, same thing. Yeah, I need you to say that. I think it was the second thing this guy said over here when he said that they were alone. Yeah, okay, he wasn't alone. He obviously wasn't alone because otherwise, how do you explain? I guess I would probably. Should I present this or this? Because this is like there's a stake here, but I probably need to present this because this is something that actually shows he can't be eating. So here we go. Yes. I really wanted to start saying objection. The yes is like. I mean, it's adorable, it's charming that he's like raising his hand like he's in school, but it like, buddy, come on. Well, I think,
About what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryanosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully, just say what you're thinking. Alright, thanks for the advice. Korei Kuta-san, this is the medical report card belonging to the victim. I see, and I don't see.
What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. I really like how weak his slap sound effect sounds for now. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Dear me. Have you forgotten my word so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But...
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is clearly irrelevant.
Did you actually read the damn report? Remember, Ryanosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here.
No, I have proof. This guy's an idiot. What are you talking about? No. Ah, there we go. There's that slapping sound effect we all know and love. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that?
Wah! That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How can it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hotta Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted?
What's this now?
And furthermore... Do it, point your finger. If I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating... Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Koikuta-san.
What, boy?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner. I'm guessing this is our objection music.
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence.
Yeah, photographic evidence of what?
You can clearly see the plate of food on the victim's table.
That proves my point! Were you idiots? Oh my god, he's so stupid. He doesn't even understand that he just made my point for me. That's my whole point, you idiot. The proof is that if the food is on the table, then obviously someone else was there because he literally couldn't be eating. Why is everybody in the Payne family just, like, clinically destined to be a moron? My god. Use your head. I don't think they know how to do that. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about, or can't you follow the logic? I don't think Paynes know what logic is.
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves only one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. That is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been, obviously not me, because we went over there, we had a different table. Two witnesses were at a different table, and as yet unknown third party is the only one it could possibly be. Obviously, it could only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
You will not let us go, will you?
There was no surprise. I just proved there had to be. Oh, can we get the real prosecutor of the game? This guy's pissing me off. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we noted the victim couldn't have been eating anything, yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear the witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with this Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial. Relentlessly. Kazuma!
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have no issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it is now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit in murder? No!
Oh, great. Your pinwheel's not gonna save you now. Negative! There was no mention of this in the tactical meeting. What's with the baby? What do you do? Did you need to bring the baby to work? Did you? Oh, dear God almighty. I was just following orders. Wait, following orders. Wait, following whose? Let me guess, the waiter's orders? Ah! Oh, and suddenly the piece of the puzzle falls into place. Hey, can we check that business card, please? Figure out why he was so reluctant to hand it over to us.
Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh.
What? What did you just say, Koikuta-san?
Oh, no.
You were just following orders?
No, hold on, lad. I was... You young whippersnapper, you...
Say you never saw a gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean... You saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses give false statements? Is this true, you pair?
Just one simple slip of the tongue. Yeah, he just admitted that you deliberately lied. I don't know if you call it a slip of the tongue. Order, counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You try to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Oh no, it's weak again. And who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Obviously the waiter. The only person it could have been. How about we check the... Oh, dear God. Oh, poor Izanoza is getting tugged on his mustache. Oh, no. Oh, poor dude.
Well,
That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. That just can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say that they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can confirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course. We'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... maybe start checking the waiter's business card since he was acting shoddy about giving it up to us in the first place. Remember how we made progress before? Before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this,
Well, Your Excellency, I have no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first thing that comes into my head.
That's a great strategy. 100% no possibility for failure. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness is... I mean... It's gotta be... It's gotta be him, right? Because it can't, like, I mean, just... I'd like to check the business card first. I'd really like to check the business card. But I guess we can't... I guess we can't do that. So, okay, by process elimination, it can't be him. We don't have any evidence to accuse him. It says besides the prosecution, he's dead. The witnesses had to be the ones that are manipulated. By simple process elimination, it literally has to be him. I wish I could check the business card to find evidence to prove my case. But I can't, like, I'm mashing R and I can't switch to the court record, so... I'm gonna have to take a leap of faith on this one. It's gotta be him.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the sign earlier?
Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony?
Okay, can I check the hold on, let me check the can I check the business card now? Waiter's business card here. Let's check this. Can I okay, let's oh, okay, this says subtitles, okay. Chief Inspector Oh! Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Oh! Is he now the Chief Inspector? Oh! Well, and suddenly the plot thickens and another piece of the puzzle falls into place. And you wonder why he was an unsworn witness. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
Wah! If he truly were.
Come on, Ryunosuke, time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by this evidence! Take that! Or, yes, that works too. I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, counsel.
I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused.
Did I not present the business card? But the business card proves it. The business card proves it. What do you mean? What? The business card proves it. Try again. Go over. What? What? Oh wait. Let me guess. I have to. Okay, hold on. I got it. Okay, I think I have to actually. Do I have to actually like physically examine it first so that it actually updates the business card? Ah, here we go. Okay, here we go. There. So let me guess. It's gonna say update in the. Ah, there we go. Okay. Okay, now I get it. So the reason why is because I couldn't. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I knew the logic. I just didn't I didn't actually inspect it, so the game didn't update. Okay, that makes sense. My bad. Made a mistake. It's all good. The plan of the restaurant sketch by the man in the question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, but that's the back of the card. It's the back of the back of the card that's of interest. You could just say the front of the card. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have just said the front. Yeah, you probably should have just said that. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. What? Maybe just point to it. Maybe stop talking. You're just digging yourself in deeper. Will somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of this restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? Well, that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well. Oh. Let me guess, the waiter himself? Hey, look who decided to join the party. Inspector Hosonaga!
I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
Yep, I know what happened. I remember what happened, don't worry. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? Let me guess, it's classified? That would be... yeah, I figured as much. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Uh-huh. Yeah, we'll see how long that statement reigns true for. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable! As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... Remove the English woman from the scene at once. There's a conspiracy going on here. I don't like the looks of this. Don't like this at all. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if the Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. I don't care. We're looking for the truth here, pal. We're looking for the truth and to prove that I'm innocent. That's the goal here. We don't care who we're going up against. Although it might make this considerably tougher. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect... well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the... I like how Rhinosuke is just completely off screen. But it's not right! One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector! I like how, like, the world's falling apart around them for these two witnesses. Like, this guy's just having his mustache tugged at by his little stupid child. And then the old man just like, oh no, I'm shaking in me boots, when this guy's just completely calm about everything. The English woman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yuma University's medical faculty.
What is happening here?
And suddenly the plot thickens. I am written under orders from the police bureau. I erased all evidence of the lady's presence at the scene, and all of these witnesses to make no mention of her. No, the kid got shoved away again. Of her and their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that the premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But, Your Excellency, I mean, that would be missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. I like this judge. This judge is awesome. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir? You will localize this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? Well, I mean, that might not be a problem, but you still got other problems you gotta worry about, evidently. Nothing will get in my way. Your insistent coughing concerns me. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency.
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. Oh my god, it's so good to be back. It is so good to be back. Wait, jingle? There's our save screen jingle. Oh my god, it's so good to be back. You have no idea how badly I missed this. I would have missed this under normal circumstances. Because I haven't played an Ace Attorney game since December of last year, and I haven't played a proper Ace Attorney game since October of last year. So it's been a long time coming. I missed this so much. It's just, everything about it. It's just the subtle details and the differences between the world we know and love from the original Ace Attorney games to this new land. The insane amount of life injected into the characters' animations and their character models. The intense drama, the way it suddenly builds up to all the reveals, the epic music in the background, just the airtight logic of the mystery, the satisfaction of pointing contradictions. It's all just, it's all so goddamn amazing. Oh my god, I miss this so much. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series so far, because I am beyond excited to be able to keep playing this game and see what else lies in store. So thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more of the Great Ace Attorney adventures. Goodbye.